Alright, so we're starting off as usual by priming our eyelids, and I'm using the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Porcelain, and I'm blending that out with my sponge and then this brush, and then I'm going to go on top of that and set it with some air-spun translucent powder, just so it doesn't move around and it's easier to blend my colors. So now going into the Afrique palette, I am using Cameroon, and I'm going to be putting that above my natural crease. So I will be cutting the crease for this tutorial, so that is why it is going way above my natural crease, but not too high because we will be blending colors up and we don't want to take all that space up right away. So just building the intensity, you can make it as light or as intense as you want, and I'm making sure to get that inner corner because it's going to help with the shape that we want when we are cutting our crease. Now going into the Saharan palette, I'm going to use Jamila, and I'm putting that a little bit below Cameroon just to start to create that dimension that we want. And so just kind of doing the same thing, layering above the natural crease because we are going to be cutting. Then I'm taking the color Sokoto, and I'm placing that kind of in the same area. So I am building up these deep oranges, reds, and that brown. And then I'm going back into Cameroon and using that to diffuse those colors near the edges, especially at the top. And that's why I said don't put it too high in the first place because we're going to be blending up. So now I'm taking Chad, and this is black, okay? Like it's black. And I'm taking a smaller brush and using that above my natural crease, mainly creating the shape that I want when I do cut my crease, but placing it in that area. I place it down and I'm going to blend it out in a sec. So I know it looks a little like, girl, what you doing right now? But it's going to get better. Just keep watching. So now I'm taking that same brush that had Cameroon on it, and I'm blending out and diffusing that black. Now I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Concealer in Porcelain once again, and I'm using that to cut our crease. So I'm starting way deep in my inner corner where I put the shadows, and then I'm just following that line that I made, kind of extending outward past my natural eye shape because that's the look I'm going for, kind of that curved, almost flicked or winged out. And you want to take your time. I used a really small brush for this. Sometimes I use a brush that's bigger, but this time I really wanted it to be precise. So I used the tiniest brush that I could find, and I just took my time. And so I am just placing that on the lid because we are going to be placing another shadow on top. Alright, so now we're just setting with the Airspun translucent powder once again so things don't shift when we don't want them to. And now I'm going into Wodaabe, I think that's what it's called, in the Saharan palette. And I'm using this flat shader brush to place it all over my lid. I was using another brush, but it wasn't doing it for me. And so I switched to this one, flat, synthetic, easy to glide the product. I would have used my finger, but I wanted to be precise because of the shape of our eye, and so that is why a smaller rounded brush is kind of necessary. So now I'm just cleaning up the edges with a makeup wipe. Take your time. Try to get the sides to match as close as you can. It's not going to be perfect, but look, do what you can do. And like I said, go slow. So now I'm going to be lining over my lash line with this NYC liquid liner in black. It dries very matte, but I don't think they make this anymore, so you could try the NYX one. But I'm just kind of creating that line, taking my time, following the shape of the cut crease. And then I'm going to go in with my e.l.f. liquid liner because the brush was smaller. And pow, we are back, okay? So I threw on some mist lashes in the style M218. I used these in like my last tutorial. But now I'm just going in with Chad, and I put some black liner in my waterline, and I just buffed that out with Chad. And then I'm going into Cameroon. So the colors we put in our crease are going underneath our eyes pretty much. And now I'm taking Jamila and Sokoto and placing that underneath as well. And then I'm going to buff those out with a smaller brush to blend everything together. So we have the same thing happening on the top that we have on the bottom. And then I'm just going back into Wodaabe, and I'm putting that in my inner corner. And I got too close and my eyes started watering. So now I'm taking my Maybelline mascara. This is the one that I always kind of use, but it's a different brush. I'll have it listed down below. I can't think of the name right now. It is not in front of me. And I'm just defining my upper lashes to blend those and my lower lashes. And then now I'm just buffing out any excess powder on my face. I went ahead and skipped the face, but I'm taking Jamila and using that as a blush. And I'm, of course, going to blend it out. But yeah, I've done my face a billion times. And this was mainly more about the eyes. So that's what we doing. So this is my Mented Causemetics palette. It's the neutral, everyday, natural, whatever you want to call it, type of palette. I'll have it listed down below. And I took that top pan, or that top shade in that pan, and used that as a highlighter. Super duper pretty. I think it's an eyeshadow, but it can be used as both. And so I'm taking my Ruby Kisses. I think this is a lip pencil, and I'm using that to create my faux moles. And then I just pat it in with my sponge, and now I'm spraying my Wet n Wild Photofocus spray in matte. And then we're just melting everything in, and of course I fanned. I am affixing my part because girl, it was looking a little crazy, okay? And I know y'all, my wig was crazy this whole video, but it's fine. So now I'm taking this NYX lip pencil. I'll have the name listed down below, and then I'm going in the middle with what is this, Chi by Colourpop in the Carucci collection. And so I'm blending that in with my finger, and then I'm actually going into Cameroon and putting that on my lips. So I thought that helped make it a little bit more brown to match the eyes. And yeah. So now I'm just throwing on some brown earrings. Thought it was super cute, fixing my hair, and that is it, boos. Alright guys, so that is it. This is the finished look. I love the way it turned out. Absolutely loved it. And I really do like these palettes from JUVIA'S Place. These are my first two JUVIA'S Place palettes, and I can say I'm impressed with the pigmentation. I love the browns. I love the colors. I didn't quite use the Afrique palette like I wanted to, but the Saharan by Juvia, I don't know how I'm this late, like, I don't know, but it's so bomb. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you did, please be sure to give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. And also go ahead and hit the subscribe button down below if you're not a part of the tribe. Go ahead and subscribe to the tribe, boo. I, of course, will see you loves in the next video. Bye, y'all.